Where did the network marketing industry started? Who discovered network marketing? Who were the first to join network marketing industry? Which is the first network marketing company? Hello everyone. In our this second episode of network marketing series, you will get to know about all those answers of these questions as we are going to talk about from the history to the future of network marketing in our this episode. This video is absolutely beneficial for two types of people. The ones who are doing network marketing and the ones who were not doing it. Yes, you heard it right. If you also lie in any of these categories, then please do watch the video till the end. Here we are going to discuss the full journey of network marketing, including history of network marketing, present situation and the future of network marketing in India. So the journey started days back in 1886. World's first network marketing company emerged in New York, USA in 1886, named Avon. Later, a company named Amore Pacific emerged in 1945 in South Korea. Some years later, the company which is familiar with almost all of us, that is Amway, emerged in 1949 in the United States. During this time, more and more people started to know about the network marketing industry, while the network marketing industry was in force about 73 years earlier. The reason behind this, the companies like Avon and Amore came up with the beauty products only, for which there were minimum awareness at that time. And also this targeted a specific audience, that is their women who were interested in beauty. Amidst of all those things, a person from China named Karl Renberg developed his vitamin products in 1930 because he thought that people will lack in their nutrition, including vitamins and minerals they need in the coming years due to their growing inclination towards fast food. This was the analogy behind his products. After doing some research, Karl saw that people in the United States of America were the most dependent on fast foods as they were always running out of time to give importance to their health and their diet. Therefore, Karl took a decision to expand his company in California and named his product California Vitamins, which turned out to be a huge success, and Karl got some amazing results in it. Karl concluded that there were basically two reasons for his company's growth. First is the result of its products and mouth-to-mouth publicity. He sold his products without any advertisement for continuous 5 years, and in 1939 he thought of rebranding his company and named it as Nutrilite, which we all are aware of. At the same time, he found direct selling in the market where a common man could earn decently just by referring Nutrilite products to other people. In this way, he turned to door-to-door strategies for the marketing purpose, and we all know it by the name of direct selling. Lee S. Meitinger and William S. Castleberry were the two first persons who became the exclusive national distributors of Nutrilite. After years of successful business, somewhat around 10 years later, people started accusing Nutrilite of fake advertisements, and FDA, that means Food and Drug Administration US, immediately got to know about this and took action against it. But amidst of all this, two people, namely J. Van Andel and Richard DeVos, joined Nutrilite. These distributors brought huge growth to the company, but only after a few years, Nutrilite started shifting towards the traditional market. And both J. Van Andel and Richard DeVos were well versed with the potential of direct selling till now, and they were also aware of the reason as to why Nutrilite had shifted to the traditional market. With this knowledge and research, both of them took a decision and opened the American Way, which entered the market in a new way. They were not just restricted to beauty products to just target a specific audience. Instead, they started with home care products and then expanded, after which they rebranded their company as Amway, that we all know. As Amway was flourishing in the coming years, they thought of launching several healthcare products, and in this way Amway bought some of the controlling powers of Nutralite in 1972. Exactly 22 years later, Amway took 100% control over Nutralite and the journey of network marketing industry went on. Many companies then entered this industry after taking inspiration from Amway, and Amway kept flourishing in the later years, and only sometimes after that Amway became a multinational company. It was the year 1998 when Amway set its foot in India. Now, as this concept was totally new to the Indians, people found it a little strange in the beginning, but gradually, with more number of seminars and experiences, people became comfortable with this new strategy and started the business. They saw it as a great opportunity to earn an extra and side income just by becoming an Amway distributor. As people earned successfully through Amway, it gained popularity in India as well. Amway seminars were conducted routinely, and more people got to know about the direct selling industry and how it works. Eventually, people began to object that Amway products are way too expensive and of no use to them, while on the other hand, many people actually contributed in the growth of the company. When people saw that the general people now wanted to work in the direct selling model, they raised some chit fund companies like Speak Asia, Sahara, etc. And these companies only focused on the promotion of their products and not actually on the quality of the products, where people were earning more in less time, but they were blinded by the fact that they were eventually getting their own invested money back and nothing else. When companies like Speak Asia were shut down, people incurred huge losses, due to which many committed suicide too. That was the time when the name of the direct selling industry began getting spoiled in the market. Many new and less researched companies took people's money and declared themselves insolvent, due to which both people and company faced huge losses. People started losing confidence in this network marketing industry without knowing exactly about the industry and how it works. Due to that negative publicity, some established companies like A1, Oriflame and Amway also faced huge losses. To reverse this effect, they constituted an autonomous body named IDSA, that is Indian Direct Selling Association. The function of this body was to basically differentiate between real or genuine and fake chit fund companies. To know extensively about IDSA, we have already made a detailed video about it, whose link is also available in the description box. Now comes the present situation as to how direct selling is moving currently. As we all know that every industry has its positive as well as negative phases, and this is also true that both these phases run parallelly. Similarly, the network marketing industry is also growing at an amazing pace on one hand, and people are profiting from it, while on the other hand some chit fund companies were doing frauds and making people greedy, due to which they incur losses and people still continue to fall in such kind of traps. Because of this reason, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution issued some guidelines to stop these companies before they can fraud people. Now you must be thinking, but there are still many companies who continue to cheat people. To answer this question, I would urge everyone to once please check the background of any company before joining it and read the direct selling guidelines which were issued in 2016, or watch the video that we have made to elaborate those guidelines for you very carefully. And if that company is working along the guidelines, then yes, you can join it. If we look particularly, we will realize that every industry has its two sides, both positive and negative, which goes the same for the network marketing industry. Therefore, it is our responsibility to choose the right company and work with the one which can bring profit to us. in a long run, but not in the short run. If we only continue choose the wrong companies, we will never be able to make network marketing industry a futuristic industry. If we talk solely about India, according to the latest published article on the Indian Business World website, which said that 18.1 million people to be employed by the direct selling industry by year 2025. Says an industry report, the direct selling industry has already grown to the double from 2011 to 2016, which is rupees 12,620 crores. And as per industry estimates, the direct selling industry in India, which currently ranks number 15 globally, is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of about 4.8% to reach rupees 15,930 crores by year 2021. This proves that the direct selling industry is flourishing and illustrates its potential with the continued rate of growth, increasing at an impressive rate of 12.1% year over year. This concludes that if you are in this industry, then congratulations, you already have a bright future. Now let us know in depth about the future of network marketing. As we all know, India is a growing country and eventually the new generation is going to replace the older one. For an example, video calling was considered a difficult task a year back. But now video calling has just become a piece of cake for everyone. Everyone has Facebook account. Payments through UPI has become so common as we are moving towards a cashless economy. Let us know about some more updates. India is growing aggressively towards automation, due to which, of course, many people will lose their jobs and many jobs will be created at the same time. For example, in the banking sector, HDFC and Canara banks have already launched robots for them. This was just an example. Almost all industries are adopting automation today. And if we talk about jobs, that is a big question mark on it. But you do not need to worry about it, as you have the option of choosing the right company today and saving your future by becoming a member of network marketing industry. As per the reports of KPMG and FICCI, this industry is going to touch about 645 billion INRs by the year 2025, which is a grand amount. And in India, the direct selling industry has provided traditional income opportunities to its people and has significantly promoted micro-entrepreneurship. In financial year 2018 and 19, there were 5.7 million direct sellers are there in the direct selling industries, and these numbers are projected to grow exponentially to 18.1 million by the year 2025. Till now, I am sure you must have become aware about the history and the future of network marketing. So share it as much as possible to spread the word and knowledge to all those who need it. So this is it for this video. In our next third episode, you will get to know about the correct way of doing network marketing business. So stay tuned for the next upcoming amazing video. This is Divya from Tegunity Academy. We will see you soon in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Jai Hind.